Henry Kissinger, reveals what is happening at the moment in the world and particularly the Middle East. In an interview by Alfred Hines, November 27, 2011, Henry Kissinger, "If you cannot hear the drums of war, you must be deaf." Speaking from his luxurious Manhattan apartment, the elder statesman, who will be 89 in May, is all too forward with his analysis of the current situation in the World Forum of Geopolitics and Economics. The United States is baiting China and Russia, and the final nail in the coffin will be Iran, which is, of course, the main target of Israel. We have allowed China to increase their military strength, and Russia to recover from Sovietization, to give them a false sense of bravado. This will create an altogether faster demise for them. We are like the sharpshooter daring the noob to pick up the gun, and when they try, it's bang bang. The coming war will be so severe that only one superpower can win, and that's us folks. This is why the EU is in such a hurry to form a complete superstate, because they know what is coming, and to survive, Europe will have to be one whole cohesive state. Their urgency tells me that they know full well that the big showdown is upon us. Oh, how I have dreamed of this delightful moment. Control oil and you control nations, control food and you control the people. Mr. Kissinger then added, "If you are an ordinary person, then you can prepare yourself for a war by moving to the countryside and building a farm, but you must take guns with you, as the hordes of starving will be roaming. Also, even though the elite will have their safe havens and specialist shelters, they must be just as careful during the war as the ordinary civilians, because their shelters can still be compromised." Mr. Kissinger carried on, "We told the military that we would have to take over 7 Middle Eastern countries for their resources, and they have nearly completed their job. We all know what I think of the military, but I have to say they have obeyed orders superfluously this time. It is just that last stepping stone, that is Iran, which will really tip the balance. How long can China and Russia stand by and watch America clean up? The great Russian bear and Chinese sickle will be roused from their slumber, and this is when Israel will have to fight with all its might and weapons to kill as many Arabs as it can. Hopefully, if all goes well, half the Middle East will be Israeli." Kissinger says more, "Our young, in the US and West, are prepared because they have been programmed to be good soldiers, cannon fodder, and when they will be ordered to go out into the streets and fight those crazy Chins and Ruskies, they will obey their orders. Out of the ashes we shall build a new society, a new world order. There will only be one superpower left, and that one will be the global government that wins. Do not forget, the United States has the best weapons. We have stuff that no other nation has, and we will introduce those weapons to the world when the time is right."
I said, "We're going to war with Iraq, why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do."
A massive buildup is in the works. Thousands of U.S. troops now gearing up to go to Israel. The military is calling it an exercise, not a deployment, but this is one serious exercise. This, as Israel says, they're ready to go to war with Iran.
And by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going to war with Iraq?" And he said, "Oh, it's worse than that." He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper, he said, I just cursed me in the Secretary of Defense office today, and he said, "This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somaliya, Sudan, and finishing off Iran."
Well, reports are circulating that the US is amassing a greater military presence in the Middle East. The alleged buildup is also rumored to involve the Israeli use of Saudi Arabian airspace. It's thought by some to be in preparation for an attack on Iran.